trends in India and world. So let us move on worldwide from broad study to narrow study. Let us discuss a broad to a narrow. So demographic changes over time across country or in the world have far-reaching economic as well as social implications for every government and organization. So here it is proposed to discuss about an overview of demographic trends in India. So those were demographic trends in India. So in India, India is second most population country in the world. So next only to the China. It is experiencing rapid demographic changes with wide implications not only for the country but also across other regions of the world. This country exhibits the highest demographic heterogeneous ever experienced anywhere in the world. So before getting into this, let me share my screen on demographic environment. With this picture, we can identify like how our Indian population is increasing. Yeah, with this picture, we can see the Indian population comparatively other countries. So after China, our India is in second place. This is nothing but a concept of demographic world and in India comparatively. Let us move on to demographic trends in India as well in world. So demographic trends in India, population wise, size in crores. In 19, I just collected a few data in our statistics, like size wise population. In 1951, 36.11 crores. And coming to 2011, 121.02. So annual growth rate is like 1.25 to 1.66. So this is a population growth comparatively. So size of the population in India population as on 2011 was 121.02 crores in 2011. And as on 2016, it was 126.89 crores. In the last 100 years, 1911 to 2011, the population more than quadrupled. So India has only 2.4% of the world area and contributes less than 1.2% of world income, but accommodates about 17.5% of world population, which means every sixth person in the world is an Indian. So, in fact, the combined population of Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra is more than the population of United States of America. So, which is the third most populous country of the world. So, India's population is currently increasing at the rate of 16 millions each year. If population continues to grow at this rate, by 2015, it will reach 1.53 million, surpassing China's population. This is what the statistics are saying about the size of the population of India. Coming to one more trend, birth rate and death rate. So the crude birth rate declines from 39.9 in 191 to 21.8 in 2011. Here statistics are like which I am showing only 2011, not 2025 statistics. So similarly, crude death rate declines from 27.4 in 1951 to 7.11 in 2011. It can observe that fall in birth rate is lesser than fall in death rate. So one more trend, let us move on. Density of population. What is a density of population? So this density of population has been increasing rapidly from 117 in 1951 to 382 in 2011, which these numbers are which I am telling in a crores. So thus the pressure on the land and it has been rising. Among the states and the union territories, Delhi has highest density of population with 11,297 persons per uh, square kilometer. So followed by Chandigarh, Bihar, Kerala, West Bengal, and etc. Arunachal Pradesh has low density of population with only 17%. Most of them are metro cities and industrially developed areas and agriculturally developed areas have high density of population. This is a density of population coming to gender ratio. Females per thousand males. So let us move on. How many females per thousand males? In India, the gender ratio is more favorable to male than a female. Some of the reasons are neglect of female child, high death rate among female, underreporting of female births. So a declining trend can be observed from 1951 up to 1991 and thereafter slight improvement up to 2011. So in Kerala, high ratio of 1084 and for Haryana, low ratio of 877 can be found comparatively. So this is about gender ratio, number of females per 1,000 males. Next, life expectancy at birth. So, life expectancy has been improving over the years in India due to improved healthcare systems and falling death rates. In 2006, Kerala had the highest life expectancy at birth at 71.4 years, while Madhya Pradesh had low life expectancy at 58 years. This is life expectancy at birth. Let us move on to literacy ratio. In 1951, only about one-sixth of the population was literates, that is 18.3. So the situation consistently improves, and by 2011, the literacy ratio increased up to 74.04. About three-fourths of population people were literate. So literacy rates are relatively higher in case of males as compared to female. So Kerala has the highest literacy rate, like 92 percentage, followed by Goa. Goa is in 52 percentage, and Himachal Pradesh is 76 percentage. While Bihar has the lowest rate of 53 percentage in 2011. As I mentioned, we are only discussing till 2011, not 2025. Let us move on to demographic trends around the world. So in world, demographic trends are like world include population size, density, growth, birth rates, death rates, education levels, ethic groups, and health and other aspects of population is nothing but demographic trends around the world. So these are the demographic trends around the world. Let us discuss one by one. What is a population size? So as of July 2016, the total population of the world is approximately 7.45 billion. So the world population more than tripled during 20th century from about 1.65 billion in 1900 to 5.97 billion in 1999. So the United Nations project a world population of 9.15 billion in 2058, which is 32.69 increase from 2010. So population growth is the fastest among global third world countries according to estimation of population reference Bureau's World Population Data Sheet 2016, the combined population of the world's largest developed countries in the world will be doubled by 2050. So here are a few world population size charts. Later I will share that slide. As I mentioned in a second slide, how our Indian population is in showed comparatively other countries. So let us move on to one by one country. So top eight countries which with the high projected population decline like between 2016 to 50 include first country is China, which is 34.1, next Japan 24.7, Ukraine 9.1, Russia 9.7.9, Armenia 5.8, and Poland 4.5, Spain 3.5. So let's see what our country. So India itself accounts to 17% of world population. So let us see what is the America status. America 13.2. But India itself accounts to 17 percentage of world population. Let us see worldwide population density. As on 2015, world's population is 7 billion and Earth's total area, including water and land, is 510 million square kilometers. Therefore, worldwide human population density is 13.7. So if Earth's land area is taken into account, the population density stands at 50 per square kilometer. Let's see what is the urban population in our worldwide trends. The world has hundreds of major cities across 6 countries. As of 2005, the world had 62 metropolitan areas with a population of over 3 crore each. So as of 2010, about 3 billion people live in and around urban areas. Let's move on to religions, worldwide religions. Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Shinto, Sikkim, and Chinese folk religions and Judaism and Jainism are major religions of the world. These are the major religions of the world. Among them, largest number of followers are in Christianity, followed by Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, and other religions respectively. So a large number of people, like around 1100 millions, are belongs to no religion. These are the few statistics about worldwide religious stats and population growth rate. Let's see, global population growth rate of our human population has been declined since peaking in 1962 and 1963 at 2.20% per annum. So in 2009, the estimated annual growth rate was 1.1% in terms of numbers. The annual population growth fell from its peak of 88 million in 1989, so to a low of 73.9 million in 2003. This is our population growth rate globally. And later I'll share few slides regarding population rate. So birth rate. Let us move on world birth rate. As of 2009, the average birth rate for the whole world is 19.95 per year per 100%. So a 0.48 percentage decline from 2003's world birth rate of 20.43 per 1,000 persons. And next, let us move on death rate. So the death rate also shown declining trend from 19.5 in 1950 to 55 to 8.3 in 2000 to 2015. So it is projected that from 2025 onwards, this rate increase can reach by reach 10 by 2045 to 2050 by WHO, World Health Organization, in 2002. They identify. Let us discuss about fertility rate. So total fertility rate of the world is also declining steadily from 4.95 in 1950 to 1955 to 2.5 by 2010 to 2050. Population agents is the major concern of world's demographic trends in the problem of agency's population, which is the consequence of mainly declining fertility and increasing life expectancy. So these are the few trends which I shown. Let us move on factors influencing trends. Before entering into the factors influencing trends, let us move on factors. Here I mentioned few factors which were influencing the demographic trends. First factor is birth rate and mortality rate and fertility rate. There are different factors like birth rate, mortality rate, fertility rate, and life expectancy, migration, literacy, demographic factors, socio-economic factors, and etc. So here let us discuss only few factors like 5 to 6 factors. Birth rate, mortality rate, and fertility rate. So birth rate means the total number of live births per thousand population each year. So that is nothing but a birth rate, and mortality rate or death rate. Mortality rate, also called as death rate, it indicates the number of deaths per thousand population in year. So high birth rates contributes to population growth and low birth rates for population decline. And next, let us discuss about the in India, family planning programs undertaken by Government of India also yield results to slow down population growth rate and also birth rate, mortality rate from 1991 onwards. Life expectancy. One more factor is life expectancy. At birth measures how long on any average a newborn can expect to live. It is a common indicator of overall health and socio-economic well-being of society. So let's next move on to another factor, literacy. So adult literacy rate according to United Nations definitions is the population or proportion of people aged 15 years and above who can read, write, and speak. This is a literacy rate. So population size generally, if population size is high and growing rapidly, creating education to all becomes a difficult task. So according to CIA World Fact Book, 75% of world illiterate are concentrated in highly populated 10 countries. So government policy on education, poverty, and social discrimination, like not encouraging women to study in schools as compared to men. These are few factors which were influencing literacy rate again. Next, let's move on to another factor like migration. Migration includes the geographic population shifts within nations and across borders. Geographic factors are which affects population trends, including climate, soil factors, and natural resources, and also transport facilities. These are few factors, geographic factors. Socioeconomic factors are like also play an important role in population trends. The socio-economic factors like education, industrialization, religions, beliefs, marriage, social status, family structure, healthcare, and also nutritional care have a vital influence on population density, birth rates, fertility, immigration, etc. Impact of demographic factors on business. How demographic factors are impacting on business. Let us move on to this. So, demographic trends such as population size, population growth, age composition, sex composition, population density, rural and urban distribution, family size, income levels, ethnicity, migration, etc. These things were having a significant implications and business. So far, we discussed about all these things like gender composition, income. So I think we didn't discuss about income. Income is one of the demographic variable that can affect business. A company's products generally appeals to the certain income groups. For example, premium products such as high-end women's clothing usually appeal to women with a higher income. So such kind of examples were there. Rural and urban population in India is a predominantly rural economy. Despite growing urbanization, rural population accounts for about 69% of total population in 2011. Coming to a migration. Migration is a worldwide demographic trend. Generally, people from overpopulated countries migrate to less populated countries in search of jobs, education, or starting business, etc. To start their business in other countries and also etc. Countries like United States of America, UK, United Kingdom, Australia, Arab countries, abroad, these were the immigrants in large number. These four countries. These were only examples. Let's see what is demographic dividend. Demographic dividend is defined by United Nations Population Fund. Demographic dividend means economic growth potential that can result from shifts in a population age structure, mainly mainly when the share of the working age population, like 15 to 64 years, is larger than the non-working age shares of population, like 14 years to and 14 years and younger, and also 65 and older. 14 years and younger, and 65 years and older. So it is a boost in economic productivity that occurs when there is a growing number of people in the workforce relative to the number of dependents. Impact of demographic dividend on business and economic growth. So the age structure transactions like transitions and consequent demographic dividends can have positive impact on business and economic activities. So those were like, for example, people may spend more time on their own health when children are fewer. This will lead to increased productivity and economic benefits. And India and demographic dividend. Let's see India and demographic dividend. So the changes in age structure in India population shows that the percentage of working population has been consistently increasing since 1981, and as on 2011 it stands at 63 percentage. So Indian IMF working paper 2011 found that substantial proportion of the growth experienced by India since 1980 is attributable to the country's age structure and also change demographics. These are the few factors which were influencing demography. Next, let us see technological environment. What is a technological environment after completing the demographic environment? Technological environment is the term. Technology is derived from German concept of technique, Technik, technique. So technology can be broadly defined as the entities, both material and immaterial. So which is created by applications of mental and physical effort or order to achieve some values. So the main features of technology are technology is a dynamic nature as usual. It has ever changing to birth about improvement in the present status. Technology is a basic resource used to production process, and also it affects the technology widespread spreaded widely throughout the world, and the technology is self-reinforcing, and also it feeds on itself. Technology is a complex system with complex set of activities and knowledge and ideas. Managing of technological environment. How to managing technological environment. Technology policy of government and facilities available for research in every field, and also research and development budget and activities of business organizations. These are the meanings of technological environment, and also incentives for promoting technological innovations. Like if we observe in 2025 to 2026, since we are observing artificial intelligence, it is a new innovation for a wide range of technology which is influencing throughout the world. Technology and competitive advantages. Let's see what are the competitive advantages of technology. When the firm sustain profit and that exceed to the average for its industry, the firm is set to possess competitive advantage over its rivals. So the goal of much of business strategy is to achieve sustainable competitive advantage. So technology affects competitive advantage if it has a significant role in determining a relative cost position of differentiation. Let's see what is the impact of technology. So technological impact is on society and economy and also plant level activities and globalization. Let's see how this technology impact is on technology and society. It has become huge part of society affecting social life like culture, values, lifestyles, and family relations, the social norms, etc. With societies know more about technology, they become able to take advantage of it. So, technology phases and social systems are like different phases of technological change transform social systems significantly. William C. Frederick traced out 5 stages of technological development. Like first one, nomadic stage and uh, organism trace, and also agrarian and industrial, and also service and knowledge level of technology as known. So these are few phases given by William C. Frederick. He traced 5 stages of technological development. So this nomadic agrarian until 1650. So the activity is harvest and primary skill used is manual. So this means they used manually. And next, agrarian 1650 to 1900 plants and harvest. So these also were used primary skill use like manual, and next industrial 1900 to 1960 It builds activities and also material goods. This the used primary skill is manual and machinery. So machineries has come in 90s to 1960 as per this phase. Next service, fourth phase of technology level, 1960 to 1975. This focused on services and manual and intellectual they used primary skill. Next knowledge. This is the fifth technology level, 1975 to 1990. Abstractive work and also intellectual and electronic primary skill they used here. Let us move on. The impact of technology on business and economy is discussed. So below is a few things which I'm going to discuss, like impact of technology on business and economy. How technology is impacting on business and economy. First one is technology and productivity. It is impacting on technology and productivity, spending more on research and development. This is one more impact, and job tend to be more intellectual, and also problem of technostructure, a need for multi-professional managers, and also increased regulation and stiff opposition and more demand for capital, and also rise and decline of products and organizations, business boundaries and redefined. So these are few technological impacts of technology in business environment. Let's see what is technology or absorption. What is absorption? So technology are like often implicated and may require extensive tracing. As a result, there could be some resistance from potential users. Employees need to be consulted before declining on introduction of specific technology into the organization. So technology absorption is like it refers to the acquisition, development, and assimilation and utilization of technological knowledge and capability of a firm or some macro entity from an external source. So those were including like components of like hardware, physical structure of compute components and software, known how to carry out tasks to achieve goals, and brainwave, one more thing, application and justification of hardware, software development, and known what and known why of technology. Next, support net. So support net is like a complex network of physical, informational, and socio-economic transformations that supports proper use and functioning of given technology. What is a technology? Let us move on to a management of technology. It is an interdisciplinary field of study that integrates science, engineering, and management knowledge. So, Science and Technology Policy 2003. What is this? Government plays a key role in promotion of science and technology in any country. The government of India has been taking several measures, including formulating policies on development of science and technology. The government declared Science and Technology Policy Resolution in 1958 and Science and Technology Policy Statement in 1983. It indicates its objectives. So, kind objectives like uh, to ensure the message of science and technology research every citizen in of India. And next objective will be to ensure food, agriculture, nutrition, environment, and water, uh, health, and energy security of the people on a sustainable basis. These are few objectives of Science and Technology Policy 2003. Here I mentioned only few objectives. And what are the strategies and implementation of plan? this 2003 plan. So first strategy like science and technology, governance and investment. We should have the investors and also optimal utilization of resources like infrastructure and competence of networking of existing infrastructure. And next strategy will be strengthening of the infrastructure for science and technology in academic institutions. And one more strategy is to new funding mechanism for basic research. And one more human resource development. There are other strategies which we can use like industry and scientific research and development, promotion of innovations, and also fiscal measures such we have. These are few strategies to implement this policy. And status of technology in India. What is the status? Science and technology have always been integral part of Indian culture. But the number of technical institutions found by Government of India as on April 2016 is given like IITs 16, IIMs 13, IISc 1 and IISERs Indian Institute of Science Education and Research has 5 and also NITs 30, Triple IT IIMS like Indian Institute of Information Technology and Management was 4. NITTR National Institute of Technological Teachers Training Research 4 and others mine in total 82. So sources are like Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India 2016. This is my source to collect this statistical information. What are the recent developments? So in India Space Research Organization, Indian Space Research Organization, like ISRO, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle has successfully placed 8 different satellites in a single rocket mission. 5 foreign satellites and 2 satellites from Indian academic institutes into orbits. This is one development, recent development. And the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has announced research and development initiatives to develop next generation sustainable and also refrigerant technologies as alternative to currently used gases like hydrofluorocarbons, HFCs, in order to mitigate its impact on ozone layer and climate. And also, ISRO has given different developments, and Indian Institute of Science (IISc) has discovered breed natural cures for cancer, and also Indians ISRO has completed mission on developing India's independent navigation system by launching Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System IRNSS. And also there were SSA and MOUs and KISR. Kuwait Institute of Scientific Research have signed a memorandum of understanding and some other developments are there, which I'm not uh, going to say, but there are different types of development which is supporting technology in India, and these were recent developments in technology. And India also, in not only India, other countries also taking MOUs with other countries with their technological development. Science, Technology and Innovation Policy 2013, the Government of India announced a new science, technology and innovation policy that lays greater thrust on innovation, establishing research institutes and also encouraging women scientists with an aim to position itself among top 5 scientific powers of the world by 2020. So India has declared 2010 to 2020 as the decade of innovation and established International Innovation Council to promote innovations. These are few developments which we can see. Next, move on to socio-cultural environment. What is a socio-cultural environment? When you think of culture, what immediately comes to our mind is about festivals, dances, music, way of dressing, food habits, ornaments, way you greet elders, your traditions, customs, so and on and so forth. But culture is complex whole which includes knowledge, beliefs, art, morals, laws, and also customs and other applications like habits acquired by an individual as a member of society. So here, on the basis of various definitions of culture, Francis Mirrells formulated the concept of culture. Is like he formulated culture is a characteristically human product of social interaction, and also he gave different definitions. Culture is a basic determinant of personality, and culture is meaningful of human beings because of its symbolic quality. And also some other definitions he gave. And what are the elements of culture? First one is symbol. If we see, the first element of exist in every culture is a variety of symbols. So a symbol is anything that can use to stand for something else. Like people who share a culture often attach specific meaning to the object, gesture, or sound or image. For Indian national flag, we have a significant symbol is like simply piece of cloth with the three colors attached to each other. So it represents everything about our nation, people, place, heritage, achievements, and etc. These are like symbols, like language. Next element of culture is language. After symbol, language. The second element of present in every culture is a language. And next, values, norms, beliefs, cognitive elements. So cognitive elements are like cultures are the those through which an individual knows how to cope with an existing social situation. Next, see significance of culture. What are the significance of culture? So, culture is the treasury of knowledge and also cultural conditions, situation. It defines attitude, values, and goals, and also it influences our career. And also, culture directs behavior patterns. It influences personality. It makes man as a human being. Culture. And also culture provides solution for complicated situation, and it provides traditional interpretations to certain situations, also keeps social relationships intact. Culture is also broadens the outlook of the individual, and also culture brings identity and unity of community. These are few significances of a culture. I'm not going in depth, but these are a few significances. Dimensions of culture. How many dimensions are there in a culture? First dimension is if we take universalism versus practicalism, and individualism versus communitarianism, and specific versus diffuse, natural, neutral versus emotional, achievement versus ascription, and sequential time versus synchronous time, and internal direction versus outer direction. So universalism, if we take universalism as the dimension of culture, United States, Canada, and UK, Germany, Australia. So people place a high importance on laws, rules, values, and obligations. They try to deal fairly with the people based on these three rules, but rules come before relationship. And their strategies are like help people understand how they look, how they work ties into their values and beliefs. And also it keeps promises and be consistent. Uh, Particularism. So, what is a particularism? Like Russia, Latin America, and China, people believe that each circumstance and each relationship dictates the rule that they live by. Their response to situation may change based on what's happening in a moment and who's involved. Like individualism like US, Canada, UK, New Zealand, and Australia, people believes in personal freedom and achievement. So communication, communitarianism. So Latin America, Africa, and Japan, people believe that the group is more important than the individual. So this is a characteristic, and the strategy is like praise and the reward group performance. Don't praise individual publicly. Avoid showing favoritism. These things they will perform. So there were different types and different uh, environmental factors and socio-cultural factors which were influencing group dynamics. And next, impact of culture on business, how this culture is impacting on business. First one, culture creates a people. As first impact is culture creates people. It might be any country, the Canada or United States or India or China or Latin, any country. Culture creates a people and culture and globalization. One more impact is culture and globalization. So when a business organization goes international, it need to understand the culture differences in the countries it operates. And next, culture determines goods and service. So culture broadly determines the type of goods and services to be offered in a country. This determines. And next, language and business. Language is the foundation of any culture. So it includes speech, written characteristics, numerical symbols, and gestures of non-verbal communication. So next impact of culture on business is individualism and collectivism, and ambitious or comprehensive and educational level. So there exists a close interface between education and business. In our traditional society, education was accessible to only few people, but today education is accessible to everyone. Today's business education, technical education, science education is offered through many institutes of in India. Religion is one more strategy, and ethic and business. So what is society? Every society has its unique feature. So Indian society is also known for its unique feature like diversity of religions, diversity of languages, castes, religions, and rural, urban economic status and culture. But there is unity in diversity. So in India, there is unity in diversity. Its heritage and civilization is the oldest in the world. It has its own traditions and value systems which give unique identity to Indians. Characteristics of society. What are the characteristics? First characteristic is like people. We need to have a people and linkness, differences and likeness and interdependence. We need to have cooperations and conflicts and um, next characteristic is society is a network of social relationship, mm, permanent nature, and society is the abstract, and society is dynamic, comprehensive culture. These are the few characteristics of society. Social factors which was influencing business. This is the most important topic, like social factors which were influencing business. Caste and communities. There are few factors which were influencing business, like caste and communities, family system, religions, marriage system, social values and attitudes, customs, traditions and beliefs, education, social classes, ethics and preference groups, workforce, diversity, language, role and status of women, lifestyles, and also environmental pollution, expectations of social groups from business, social media. These are few factors which were social factors which were influencing business. So here is the impact of social factor on business. How these factors are impacting on business, like various social factors mentioned above, will impact business operations directly or indirectly. So this 15 to 16 factors were impacting on business directly or indirectly. Caste system, particularly in India, is closely connected with the business. Certain communities like Vaishyas and Baniyas and Chetyar and Marwari, etc., are known as business communities since ancient times. So, in spite of social awakening about casteless system, these communities are largely engaged in all types of businesses. So, understanding family by buying behavior, role played by different family members, family dynamics is very important in marketing different products like a car, furniture, TV, house, etc. So in every religion has certain festivals like Diwali, Ramadan, and Christmas. So, and business opportunities exist for every festival. Business people have to identify the type of products required and its level of demand and supply of these products to market. These are few factors how it is affecting these social factors on business like caste wise, religion wise, and community wise. Yes. So these are the three topics. These are the three topics we discussed like demographic, technological, and social cultural environment. Demographic, cultural, and social demographic, technological, and socio-cultural environment we discussed. So before closing the session, I'll share few slides. As I mentioned, demographic environment. What is the concept of demographic environment? Like increasing population, uh, net increase of population per second, like 93 billion per year and 98 percentage occurring in developing countries. This is, so I'm just sharing the picture of demographic environment with the various countries. The most populous countries, which I mentioned here, like United States, Brazil, Nigeria, and India. So if we observe Indian population, here 1.379.600. This is our Indian population. This is only a picture. Uh, this is only estimated statistics, not exactly a particular statistics. Coming to demographic trends in India, what are the demographic trends that we discussed, like population size, and the caste, religion, and how it is affecting few factors we discussed. And with this picture, we can see demography involved and in India. So comparatively, China is having a first place, and after China, India is having the second place. Some other countries are having their own place in our population of demography. And next, factors influencing demographic trends, which I explained, like factors. Uh, these are few factors which I explained, and impact of demographic factors on business, how it is impacting on business economy, like active enterprises and person engaged. I mentioned few statistics on a slide, which we can see, like industry, construction, financial insurance, and wholesale retail trade, and other services. Number of engaged by sector. how people are engaged with the different sectors, which is showing. And number of active enterprises by employment size classes. Here I mentioned under 10, 10 to 90 and 20 to 49, 52 or 249 and 250 and over number of actives. And in the first line, I shown enterprise status, births and deaths. This is the births and deaths, right? And SME shares of business economy, active enterprise, and persons engaged. This is what I shown the picture. And next we discussed about the demographic dividend, like family size plus lifespan equals to demographic dividend, like labor supply, savings, human capital, and economic growth. This is what we discussed today. So if you have any doubts. In our next class, we are going to discuss about economic policies. So this is the last topic under economic policies, industrial policies, and the monetary and fiscal policies, foreign trade policies. This with these three topics, we will wind up our subject. Thank you.